All right, let's get right into it. You know that car sitting in your driveway? Well, it's a whole lot smarter than you've probably been led to believe. Seriously, it is packed with features, quick fixes, and even some performance tweaks that the dealership, well, they probably never even mentioned. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and uncover your car's hidden secrets.
You know exactly what I'm talking about, right? You're pulling away from a stoplight, maybe trying to merge onto the highway, and it just hesitates. It doesn't have that snap, that instant get up and go that it used to have. It just feels kind of lazy, a little tired. So, what if I told you that you could fix that right now and it won't cost you a dime?
And look, these aren't just little quirky Easter eggs we're talking about here. These are intentional, super useful functions that were designed by the very same engineers who built your car. They're in there for diagnostics, for convenience, and yeah, sometimes for getting back that lost performance. You should think of it like finding a backstage pass to your car's own operating system. And our very first backstage trick, oh, it's a big one. This is a procedure that mechanics definitely know about, but, rarely share. Why? Because it can make your car feel so much more responsive. It's almost like it magically gains some horsepower, and it all comes down to your gas pedal. So this is the tech at the heart of the whole thing. Electronic throttle control. See, most modern cars don't have a physical cable connecting your pedal to the engine anymore. Nope. It's all run by a computer that reads how hard you're pressing the pedal and then tells the engine what to do. But over time, that computer's calibration can kind of drift, and that's what leads to that sluggish, inconsistent feeling. Okay, so here's how you fix it. This little procedure forces your car's computer to completely relearn the full range of your throttle. Now, the timing here is absolutely crucial for the computer to register everything correctly, so you've got to follow these steps exactly. First, turn the ignition on, but don't start the engine. Then, wait for a full 10 seconds. Now, press that accelerator all the way to the floor and hold it there for 15 seconds. While you're still holding it down, turn the ignition off. Wait one last 10-second count, and only then can you release the pedal. And the result? Well, this quote from someone who tried it pretty much says it all. The difference can be like night and day, especially if your car has, say, over 50,000 miles on it. Now, to be clear, you're not actually adding horsepower, but what you are doing is restoring that snappy, instant throttle response that the car was designed to have from the factory. It's going to feel amazing.
All right, let's move on to our next secret. If recalibrating the throttle is like tuning an instrument, this next trick, well, this is like getting into the recording studio itself. A lot of cars have these hidden diagnostic menus that give you access to a whole world of data.
So, for example, tons of BMW owners have absolutely no idea this even exists. But following a really specific sequence of button presses, 3 quick taps of the start button, then a long press of the trip computer button, bam, you can unlock a full-on service menu right there in your instrument cluster.
So what's inside? Oh, it's a goldmine of information. You can see live data like your exact coolant and oil temperature, which is super important for preventing overheating. You can run a diagnostic on your entire instrument cluster, activate something called dyno mode, which fully turns off the stability control. That's what mechanics use when they're testing the car's raw power on a dynamometer. You can even get into special maintenance modes for your brakes. It's awesome.
Okay, so we've gone from the really complex to the brilliantly simple. Let's just run through a couple of quick hacks that solve those common, everyday annoyances. These are those little tricks that make you go, how did I ever live without this?
We have all been there. It's one of those scorching summer days. Your car's been sitting in the sun, and the inside just feels like a pizza oven. Opening that door is like getting hit with a blast furnace. Well, the solution is probably sitting right there in your pocket. On a lot of modern Fords, Volkswagens, and a bunch of other makes, just press and hold the unlock button on your key fob. All the windows will roll down, letting that superheated air pour out before you even get in. It's a feature that was actually designed by German engineers specifically for those hot European summers.
And what about those little drive mode buttons? Eco, Sport, they are not just for show. Coggling between them genuinely changes your car's entire personality. Eco mode calms down the throttle and shifts gears earlier to save you gas. Sport mode does the exact opposite. It holds on to gears longer and sharpens up that throttle response to make the car feel way more athletic.
So you might be wondering, why do all these features even exist? And why in the world are they so often hidden from us? The truth is, every single one of them is a really clever piece of engineering that was designed to solve a specific problem, whether it was for the technician, the assembly line, or for you. You see, A modern car isn't just a machine anymore. It's a whole network of computers that are managing these incredibly complex systems. I mean, this engine, for example, it looks purely mechanical, right? But its every single action, from the fuel injection to the valve timing, is all controlled by software. These hidden features are just the tools that let those systems be diagnosed, maintained, and adapted.
For instance, you know that cool thing where all the gauges sweep to max and back when you start the car? Well, that's actually a diagnostic test to make sure all the little motors in your dash are working. That buttonless fuel door, that gets rid of a cable that could freeze up or break. And even your adaptive cruise control is secretly learning your driving style over hundreds of miles to better predict how you brake and accelerate. How cool is that?
So, the most important takeaway here is to stop thinking about your car as just an appliance. It is a deeply complex and fascinating piece of technology, just full of thoughtful design choices and really powerful tools if you just know where to look.
So let's just recap the big ones. You can bring back that new car feeling by resetting your electronic throttle. You can get access to technician-level data by diving into hidden menus. And you can use simple key fob tricks to solve daily annoyances. But most importantly, just remember, these aren't bugs, they're features, designed on purpose.
Honestly, this really just scratches the surface. The engineers have solved problems you didn't even know you had in ways that are so elegant you might never even notice them. So the next time you get in your car, get curious. Start poking around. What other secrets is your car keeping?